And then the heat is on heading into the weekend. Not a chance for rain in sight. And some water experts are now calling this Arizona's worst mega drought in recorded history. Now that's even compared to tree ring data that goes all the way back to the 1300s. ABC 15 meteorologist John Patrick shows us how they know and how we're getting through this epic drought.
This core from one tree at Robinson Mountain goes back to 1756.
23 years is the blink of an eye when it comes to tree ring chronology, but that's about as long as the current drought in Arizona has been ongoing.
It just was so persistent that we began wondering, how does this compare to what may have happened in the distant past?
So the Salt River Project teamed up with the University of Arizona Laboratory of Tree Ring Research and took to the northern Arizona forest, where the ponderosa pines gave them a glimpse into the last 700 years. And according to Charlie Esther with SRP, the last 2 decades have been the driest ever.
The current 23-year period has gotten less runoff than any of those other periods. In other words, we are in the worst mega drought that there's any data to support.
Stream gauges have been providing researchers with measured data for the last 100 years or so. By comparing that to the tree ring information, they're able to crunch the numbers and get an idea of what our rivers looked like centuries ago, strategically picking out the trees to sample.
We get them from the mountains where most of the runoff's occurring. So it's almost like we're using these trees as substitute rain gauges.
This is an example of one of the tree ring cores used in the SRP study. Each one of these little lines is a snapshot in time that can take us back hundreds of years. In this case, all the way back to the 1300s.
2 wide rings surrounding a very narrow ring. So there were 2 wet years with a very dry year in between.
Dave Miko with the UA Tree Ring Lab says they can get stream flow accuracy up to 70%. Not bad for 700 years of data, but while it's good for looking into the past, it's not a great indicator of what's to come.
As much as people want to see cycles in moisture, regular, dependable cycles, we don't see them.
That's why utilities like SRP are always looking ahead.
The last day that our reservoirs are spilling water in a wet year is the first day of the next drought. And if you plan that way, you're never going to be surprised by drought.
John Patrick, ABC 15, Arizona.
Even in the midst of the worst 23-year drought, SRP reservoirs are still about 57% full and ready, even if the current drought lasts for another decade. Steve and Stephanie.
Let's hope not.
I know. Yeah. Good news for all of us. A little concerning. Amber, thank you.